The launch of today's roll call event actually predated my arrival to the Secretariat, as the BREA road crawl was first conceptualized by two representatives of the BREA board who were largely responsible for the execution of the first road show, Mr. Jerry Franklin and Mr. Rohan Ford, who are here with us today. Worked assiduously together with the Barbados Light and Power team to demonstrate that in the association's bid to convey its message of 100% renewable energy and greater support for the incorporation of energy efficiency across Barbados, that it was not enough for the association to foster greater efforts towards lobbying and advocacy initiatives alone. Instead, they recognized, largely with the support of the former executive director, Mr. Clyde Griffith, that every effort should be made to facilitate greater levels of sensitization and education among the public and average Barbadian on the importance of energy efficiency and renewable energy, and more so, the role of the average Barbadian in charting a new path forward. It is within this genesis that today's event was first envisioned, with the unwavering and continuous support of the Barbados Light and Power Company, who has also embraced the vision of 100% renewable energy and continues to partner with BREA to make non-traditional events such as this very much possible. The road call event has now evolved to become a major feature on the BREA calendar, as it is now part of the organization's strategic outreach activities, as it provides an opportunity not only for the BREA Secretariat, but more importantly, our membership to engage with a wide cross-section of individuals from across the public on the importance of renewable energy. This year, with the funding support provided by the Division of Energy and Telecommunications, we are now able to have this event be a major feature within the country and the region's recognition of the month of November as Energy Month in Barbados and across CARICOM. For BREA, the launch of today's event is even more important because it is being efficiently launched on the eve of the country's 51st independence celebrations and at a critical time in our country's economic and social redevelopment. The event theme is therefore appropriately titled, Looking to the Future, Embracing Energy Independence, taking on board the need for us to make the bold and transformative steps as a country towards the goals of 100% renewable energy Barbados and an energy independent nation. Today, the participants taking part in the roll call will have a unique opportunity to interact and interface with some of our most innovative members who have made some tremendous steps forward in advancing this 100% renewable energy and energy independence goal. To this end, I would formally like to thank the following partners who have all agreed to come on board and participate in this event. First and foremost, thank you to the Massey Store team for playing host at today's proceedings. Can I get one? Special thanks go out to Mr. Richard Cox and Ms. Karen Allen, who have been most accommodating throughout this entire process, as well as to the Massey Dome Mall team, who we will visit shortly, namely Mr. Ian Donovan and Ms. Keisha Nichols. Thank you to all other partners, which include Sky Mall, the Sheraton Mall, and the Frederick Smith Secondary School. To our members, today's proceedings could not be possible without you. Special thanks to Mr. Jim Reed and his team at Caribbean LED Lighting, Mr. Ralph Busy Williams and the Solar team, Ms. Joanne Edghill of Mega Power Barbados, and the Do It Best and Oran team at Sheraton Mall. To the Division of Energy and Telecommunications, I wish to thank you for recognizing the importance of such events as this in helping to support the work of both the division, and to the permanent secretary for personally deciding that this event was of such that it was worthy of the financial support provided. To this I say thank you. Last but by no means least, I wish to acknowledge the excellent work of the Barbados Light and Power team, led by its Managing Director and Asset Manager. Special mention must be made of Ms. King Griffith Tango, Ms. Jackie Marshall Clark, Ms. Jennifer Blackman, and Mr. Keem Brace, who worked tirelessly after hours with the BREA team to make today's event possible. To this, I express my great gratitude and say thank you. In closing, it would be remiss of me not to mention my team and the hard work and dedication of two young ladies who spent the last 3 weeks working with me and Clyde at the Secretariat to make today's event a success, Ms. Jamelia Wiley and Ms. Ayana Eveling, who you will all have an opportunity to meet as they are stationed at the two upcoming locations which we will be visiting today. The hard work of these two young women has shown that with hard work, commitment, and perseverance, the impossible can very much become possible. I will not wish to keep you any longer other than to wish you an enjoyable day and to say, let's hit the road and bring the energy as we strive for energy independence across Barbados.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Executive Director of BREA, Misha Clark. Good afternoon and welcome to this road crawl. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Though it's raining outside, Caribbean LED lighting will of course make sure that we look on the brighter side.
On the brighter side, I like that. So, first of all, I want you to tell us, why is energy efficiency important?
Well, of course it is important to make sure that we, get as sustainable as we possibly can. I would kind of link it back to the usage of LED lighting. Of course, LED lighting use less energy than the traditional lights that you usually would have. And of course, that in turn plays a part on the barrels of oil that we have to use and all that good stuff.
For me, I use LED lighting as well. I'm very impressed. It's smaller, it uses a lot less energy, you get a lot more lighting. Anything else you want customers to know about LED lights?
Well, of course, there are numerous benefits that you can get from using LED lighting. First and foremost, let me say we are we are to date the only manufacturer of LED lighting in the region. Of course, in doing that, we have been able to create, jobs locally, as well as we are also able to make sure that we offer our customers not only good service but good quality products. We do make sure that we manufacture our products to the highest international standards. With the LEDs, with our LEDs, we get up to a 5-year warranty on most of our range.
Nice.
We do street lighting as well. That has up to a 20-year limited warranty. Other than that, other than savings you would get from using LED in terms of the energy consumption, they don't produce as much heat as traditional lighting. It is a case where you can have the bulb on for the entire day. You can sit next to the bulb. You aren't going to feel the heat coming off of the bulb like the compact fluorescents. And in doing that, for those companies who have swapped out to energy efficient LED lights, it is a case where you also are able to cut your air conditioning costs as well. The AC units would not have to run as hard as they would with the traditional lighting due to the lack of heat from the LEDs.
So there you have it. Less heat, more light, warranty, less cost in the long run, more environmentally friendly. Are anybody out there not using LED? So we're going to ask some questions. We're going to do some giveaways. Who's up first? All right, come forward. Come. You, man. Yes, here with the arrow. Straight as the arrow. That's the way that we go. So, currently, I notice that I have the questions, but nobody gave me the answers. But anyhow, currently, how do Barbadians mostly use renewable energy in their homes? How do Barbadians currently mostly use renewable energy in their homes? A, installing solar air conditioning. B, installing solar water heaters to heat water instead of electric or gas. Or C, installing solar lights. The options are they installing solar air conditioners? That's A. B, installing solar water heaters. B, the answer is B. Ding, 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 you are correct. You have our first winner. And she gets not one, but 2 bags full of goodies. Lots of lovely stuff in there. Don't let anyone ask you for anything in there. They have to come and answer the question. Question number 2. True or false? An associate degree in environmental science from the BCC can prepare you for a job in renewable energy. True or false?
True.
Then we have a 7th winner, and she wins not 1 but 2 bites of goodies. The goodies are going quickly.
We have some intelligent Barbadians here with us today.
They're definitely in tune with energy independence. Good afternoon to everyone here at Sky Mall. Stop number 2 for the Barbados Renewable Energy Road Crawl. We are here under the theme. What's the theme we're looking at? The transformation of the Barbados business landscape, electric transportation, and its importance to driving energy independence. So, today, what are we talking about? One way to reduce fossil dependence needed for transportation is the utilization of electric vehicles, also commonly referred to as EVs. The penetration of EVs in Barbados is significant due to the emergence of Mega Power Limited, a local retailer of electric vehicles. Here to speak to us on the transition of Sky Mall and its role in renewable energy and energy efficiency business and shopping center is Mr. Ralph Busy Williams, Chairman of the Williams Industries. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him. Let me just do the discussion, but we're going to have our own discussion with you today. What we got the energy? So basically, we're looking at Sky Mall. Why was it important for Sky Mall to embrace the solar photovoltaic technology?
Because we wanted to reduce the cost of operating the mall. And the way that the photovoltaics that are on the roof, which I would be happy to show everybody, do two functions. To shade the roof from the direct sunlight, which means the roof is cooler by a significant amount, like 30 degrees cooler. So you get less penetration of heat into the mall, and therefore you use less electricity to air condition the mall. And of course the other advantage is that we're getting power from the shade.
Interesting that you mentioned that. In what year did this transition process take place, and what has been the energy savings for Sky Mall thus far?
The transformation took place about 5 years ago when we took over the management of the mall, and we were limited to 150 kilowatts on the surface, but we're presently considering increasing that to another 300 kilowatts above that. And the saving depends on the price of. At first it was very good. Then the price of oil dropped. We were tied to the price of oil, so we lost money. Then we got the Fair Trading Commission stabilized the price, and we started to make back some of the losses. So it's not, in my opinion, it is not a thing to just make money. What we have done here is a thing to improve the environment, and it sets a standard to follow in the future. All of the Williams Industries buildings are equipped with photovoltaics to generate power. Not only Sky Mall, the Bridge Street Mall, and all of our other buildings. We have installed 3.9 megawatts of solar already, and I think we've saved like 35,000 tons of CO2 going into the atmosphere.
This is not on the script, but I want to take this opportunity really to thank you and congratulate you as a pioneer in this industry. And I think that Williams Industries need to be congratulated on these initiatives. Now, I want you to tell us a bit about Williams Solar and some of the projects you're working on in Barbados and across the region.
Before I go there, I would like to tell you about the car that I drive. It was sold to me by Mega Power. I used to have a Porsche. This car, I enjoy driving more than a Porsche. I enjoy driving it more than I enjoy driving a Mercedes-Benz. Why? You park it easier. Throttle response is instant. Yep. So when you get a fella coming up alongside you with a little Cooper S, and you hit the thing, leave me in the dust cloud. But the problem is the dust cloud don't come from the exhaust pipe. It comes from the smoke off the tires.
Like, is those speak-ups I see coming over here, or no, that's somebody from Mega Power?
No.
I have a question. It seems though you have a Porsche and a Mercedes and you're not using right now. No. That is not true. Okay.
The first wife kept the car.
Okay.
KB sounds like you're going to become a wife, man.
That happened anytime soon.
Does he tell me something? But why is this really important for you? People are building malls, investing all the time, but you seem to be pioneering this whole thing about energy independence and efficiency. Why is this important for you personally?
Because I want Barbados to be totally free of dependence on imported oil. It is a pollutant. We don't, and it's taking all of our foreign exchange overseas. I want Barbadians to own the production of the harvesting of energy from the sun and the wind. That's that's my mission.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ralph Busy Williams, congratulations to him. So we're standing here at Sky Mall, one of the first shopping malls and business centers to integrate the electric vehicle charging station. And here to speak to me about that is Miss Joanna Edgell, Managing Director of Mega Power Barbados. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome her at this time.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Okay, Mega Power is the only EV specialist garage in Barbados. What does that mean? And what kind of cars do you supply and support at this time?
Sure, okay. Well, Mega Power since 2013 has been focusing on promoting the uptake of electric vehicles powered by renewable sources, primarily solar. And we supply a range of vehicles. Initially we focused on Nissan, the Nissan Leaf, and the Nissan BL&P 200, which is a panel van. We have one here today, as well as it can come as a 7-seater or as a 5-seater as well. We've branched out to include other electric vehicles, and we've just signed a distributorship agreement to be a dealer for Renault in Barbados. So we will soon be supplying Renault electric vehicles, the Renault Zoe and the Renault Twizy as well in the new year.
Okay, all the stops on the road crawl now have EV charging ports. Can you tell us more about it? The actual EV charging ports. Tell us a bit about those ports.
Sure. Well, I guess that kind of comes back to the ethos of Mega Power, which is focusing on partnerships to roll out a publicly accessible network of electric vehicle charging stations. And Sky Mall here is one of our partners, and you know, we have a range across Barbados, and publicly accessible charging points are visible on a mobile app and a web-based platform called PlugShare. So users can see all the locations. I know you've been at Dome Mall today, and there's one by the Massey, as well as Massey Sunset Crest. So Massey is another one of our partners, as well as Sheraton Mall, which is next on the stop. We've also partnered with the utility, with Barbados Light and Power, to enable rapid chargers, so chargers that will enable electric vehicles to charge roughly to 80% in just 20 to 30 minutes. Our first one is at Lime Grove, and our second will soon be installed at Welch's, at the adjacent to Postulas by the First Citizens Bank, so in that car park.
Okay, question. As the EVs, electric vehicles, are being charged by the Barbados Light and Power, is it really clean energy?
Well, I would say Barbados, as it continues to move towards 100% renewables year on year, the grid is getting greener and cleaner. But alongside that, Barbados is being, not Barbados, Mega Power is being installing solar carports at a range of locations. And although all of our chargers are not with solar at that location, there's a net offset. So we've installed sufficient solar to run over, I think, about 300 electric cars on the road in Barbados.
Today, here with us is Mr. Aidan Rogers. He's the president of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association. And we want to invite him to tell us about his personal experience with an electric vehicle.
In terms of the electric vehicle, the upfront cost is relatively high in comparison, but I think most persons can manage it depending on what you want. For me, I was paying in excess of $450 a month in gasoline. This was just for modest driving around the outskirts of Bridgetown from Warrens. And effectively in purchasing the electric vehicle, I've now lowered that cost. I've eliminated that cost down to, say, $60 a month in electricity for my electric vehicle. The maintenance and operational costs They're not as severe. You don't have any oil changes or anything to look forward to. And with modest driving, you can still probably get a good 6-7 years out of the battery life cycle before you have to contemplate changing. So you move from, say, $4,000 per annum in terms of gasoline costs. You reduce that to down, maybe say a quarter of that. You can then spread the numbers and see whether you should have paid the $90,000 at the time for the electric vehicle, or pay, say, $75,000 or say $60,000 for a gas-powered vehicle, and look at the fuel savings over the 7-year life cycle. Now, for me, it's just a bit more than cost. It's about protecting the environment as well, and really trying to be part of the process of driving change.
We talked about the economics of this whole environmental push, energy independence. We've got the former governor, Dr. Delaware, and we're going to have one more interview just before we hear from him and the economics of EV vehicles. Before that, I want to invite Ms. Keisha Reed from the Division of Energy and Telecommunications to talk about the public sector smart energy program. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Ms. Keisha Reed. Hi, morning, Keisha. I want you to tell Barbadians here and our listeners on Starcom Network about this whole idea of your smart energy program within the Ministry of Energy and Telecommunications.
Okay, we have the public sector smart energy program which we launched in 2013, and it's approximately 50 million Barbados dollars. It has been financed by the Inter-American Development Bank and the European Union. And what we're seeking to do with the public sector smart energy program, which we call PSET for short, is to reduce government energy costs. So one of the main parts of the program is that we'll be actually retrofitting the street lights with LEDs. We started the tender process, and we should be awarding that contract early next year. We partner with the Barbados Light and Power on that initiative. We're also retrofitting 15 government buildings with energy efficiency, and we are auditing the buildings right now. We're really focusing on the large government buildings such as the hospital, the SJPP, community college, the Lloyd Preston Sanders Center. So we're focusing on the larger buildings that use most energy. We're also retrofitting the buildings with PV. So we have a contract recently signed with Solar Inc., and you would have had a signed ceramic earlier this year, and they've started to do that work. So you will hear a lot more about that. The program doesn't only focus on the actual retrofits, we're also doing a few pilot projects. One you'll hear about a lot more tomorrow because we're launching our electric vehicle pilot. So I'll hold back on that, so you have to hear about that tomorrow. We're also looking at the ocean as an important resource. Ocean energy is something that at this stage is not commercially viable. We think it's something that in the near future will be. So we're conducting a number of studies with the help of the Inter-American Development Bank's marine specialists. We're looking at ocean thermal technology and offshore wind as technologies for the future for Barbados. And on top of that, the project also includes training and capacity building for the public sector. So we'll be training persons in the government electrical department, the Fair Trading Commission, town planning, etc. All the entities are part of this sustainable energy industry, because we have to make sure we're at the front of things. So we're trying to improve the capacity within government.
Okay, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank her for that presentation. Keisha Reed from the Division of Energy. Now we're going to get Dr. Delaware, and I want to talk, coming up in the bus, we had this debate. Aidan, Ian Cuban Gill, myself, we're talking the economics and about zero rating EV vehicles. Now at present, the energy efficient vehicles, they have a tariff or tax about between 36 to 120%. Other countries have zero rating. You understand, St. Lucia just 3 years ago went from 14 to 5%. Now the other side of the debate, as you know, economics can be complicated and tricky, is that we lose all this money and duties between 35 to 5,000 cars coming in the island yearly. But you save a lot on the fossil fuel importation. As a trained economist, an expert economist, what is your take on that?
It's a no-brainer. Renewable energy is our future, and it's free. So every week, the Barbados National Oil Company has to find $10 million, sometimes more, in order to buy fossil fuel, right? That's one of the biggest headaches that the central bank has. That's one of the things that causes the central bank's reserves to be declining on an ongoing basis. Because if they can't find that reserve, those foreign exchange in the banking system, the central bank has to provide it because out of the reserves. Because, you know, cars have to run, buses have to run, etc. Electricity has to go on. If you were using the free energy that we have, then you wouldn't have that problem. And in good times, that foreign exchange could be used to buy more vehicles and more luxuries and more other things that we like to have, right? And so, from that point of view, it is really a no-brainer. And the way that you get there is by accelerating the use of electric vehicles. And therefore, if you forego the taxes on the electric vehicles, it's a short-term thing. In the short run, your long-term gain, and this isn't that long far out, because the technology is available as we speak, then the benefit in terms of growing the wealth of the economy is enormous.
Is it possible to navigate that at this period of time with our precarious financial position and economic position at this time, or would we have to wait for slightly better times?
Absolutely no. As you would have seen from the news, just published a little pamphlet in which I speak to the fundamental things that need to be addressed to clear the road to prosperity in Barbados. And once those are done, and they have to be done with expedition, then we can immediately remove the duties on electric vehicles and or at least minimize the duties on electric vehicles without prejudice to the underlying fundamentals of the fiscal situation.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, from the former governor of the central bank, Dr. DeLille World. He answered it forthright and upfront. Now, it is time, my favorite time, next to getting so much information, to give away these goodies. So we need people, preferably not in white shirts, to step forward and come and receive some prizes. So, let me do it. Who's going to be the first up? Come forward, come. Don't be afraid. All right. Lots of easy questions. We are all winners with renewable energy and energy independence. True or false? An associate degree in environmental science from the BCC can prepare you for a job in renewable energy. True or false? True. Ding, 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 our first winner. That's how easy it is to win here with BREA, Barbados Renewable Power, in the Division of Energy and with renewable energy. Thank you very much. The manager. Well, good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Right, tell us a bit about this whole idea of energy efficiency products. That's the first question they ask here right now. Why is it important to get these energy? Tell us about these products.
First of all, we start off with some products that available like and also we have two available and then what we're doing is using the equipment to charge your cell phone and stuff to get your loved ones here. So let's use the sun. Then you have 50 hours for one charge.
Available here at the best.
And the product is called Illuminate.
Illuminate. Okay, tell us about some of the other products here. We got a lot of customers listening here at Sheridan. We also got listeners on Star. Tell us about these wonderful products here.
Okay, next we have security light. Security light because it takes this energy. So right now, we burn all night. Right now we have solar energy security lights where you have the same lights available that you will have in the long run. And the solar lights have two solar spots and it's at 5 watt bulb. So it's 1,000, so you don't know how bright that is.
So you're telling me that we can get LED solar powered floodlights, bright, and don't burn a hole in the pocket and burn all it?
Burn a hole in the pocket. Burn all night. And it's around the same price you buy the one that you wear.
It's an easy setup too, so anybody could just want to hook it up and make it work.
Easy setup. You just use the bracket, hook the light on the bracket, no wire, and then once you have it in the area of the sun, at night, it will come on.
Talking about break, they tell me that they just break. These are selling, but no Barbadians or some other new technology, they will change, about my boss, other thing there. So this is cheaper, lasts longer, brighter, easier to sell it, and about the same price or cheaper. How are they selling?
These are selling pretty well. Staff pretty much products like these. Let them know the long run. Let them know what's safe in the long run. So you push something, just do something like that. You don't have to wire. You know what? You don't have to pay extra costs. And that's what.
Just what I want to do is for me, for little later. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put it together and show some appreciation for Miss Sharon Rock and Andrew Small of Woodland Shopping Center. Thank you all very much. Alright, next up we're going to have a discussion on the Smart Energy Program from Ms. Keisha Reed, and she's the Project Manager of the Division of Energy and Telecommunications. Let's welcome her now to the microphone. Okay, I want you to tell us about the government's Smart Energy Program for all those listening. All those listening at Starcom and also listening here at the mall.
Okay, well, the government has launched the Smart Energy, the Energy Smart Fund as we like to call it, which is actually a sustainable energy investment program back in 2011. And this program seeks to encourage the general public and the business community to adopt energy efficiency and renewable energy practices. The fund was capitalized by a loan from the Inter-American Development Bank to the tune of $10 million. And the program has come to an end this year. We have a lot of key successes of this program. I'll tell you a little bit about it. As it relates to businesses, we would have given out $15.5 million in loans to businesses across Barbados various sectors. One of our flagship projects is Welch's Run, big PV system solar carport. That actually this year was awarded a stamp as part of Energy Month. That is one of our projects. And we have a number of other projects, for example, pipelines and state, etc. The program also encouraged the general public, and we're really going to talk about it today, because one of the things we did, we gave out 20% rebates to the general public. We partnered with massive storage ports, and persons were able to buy energy efficient fridges, they were able to get televisions, washing machines, etc. with 20% rebate, up to something else we would have done, we actually had a promotion here in Sheraton. We gave about 100% rebate. So we basically gave the free LEDs across Barbados. We started as far back as Whitestone and as far east as and last year, between last year and 2015, we actually gave out 57,000 LEDs. 5 LEDs per household. So basically that's approximately 10,000 households that were able to benefit. That's 10% of the population. And this is what we were able to achieve over this year. So much so that our achievements have been noticed by the Caribbean Renewable Energy Forum, which is a renewable conference that's held every year. And the Energy Smart Fund was actually awarded the best energy efficient project this year. So we're very happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. We really are excited about what we've been able to do under the Smart Fund, and we've started discussion with the IDB, the EU and the CDB with respect to doing an even larger and better too. So we want to be able to do these rebates at a more national level now, so we can touch every household
let's hear it for Keisha. She's the sponsor of the Smart Energy Fund, the Division of Energy. One question for you, Keisha, before you go. What do you have to say to average Barbadians listening on Star Comedy in the mall here about energy efficiency? What message would you like to give to the Division of Energy?
Okay, one of our key messages for the Division of Energy is smart energy. So basically, we launched a brand called Smart Energy Barbados that you'll be able to see today. And that's basically encouraging persons to live smart and to be smart about energy. So that's basically what we want persons to take away. So you try to reduce energy by buying energy efficient appliances, reduce energy by conservation methods, and to use renewable energy resources of the sun, the wind, the ocean, whatever is available to be smart and produce energy. So we really want persons to be smart and to live smart.
Okay, thank you very much. These giveaways are sponsored by the Division of Energy. So we're going to ask a question to any customer of Do It Best or the mall, and you're going to come up, you answer the question, and you get free prizes. All right, so who's going to be our first winner? We ask him a question. Okay, all right. True or false? Well, look at this. True or false? Installing a renewable energy system to provide electricity to my home or business cannot provide an additional income. True or false? And he's right. Ding, 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 ding. And where's the umbrella? He's off to a good start. Yeah, so true or false? The answer is not here, you don't have to worry. You can obtain a free quotation for a PV system at your house or business from any PV installer. True or false? True. And it's true, you're a winner! Ding, 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 ding. And she wins a buy and an umbrella. Not one, but two prizes. Everyone is a winner with renewable energy. Everyone is a winner with the Division of Energy. And up they come. They say, look, I get some easy questions. Little do they know I've got some hard questions here for them. Are you ready? What is the government doing to increase the use of renewable energy in Barbados? A, providing incentives to individuals who use renewable energy. B, informing the public about new alternative energy options. C, passing legislation. D, all of the above. Or E, none of the above.
I would say all of the above.
And I would say you're a winner. Ding, 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 ding. There are no losers with renewable energy whatsoever. Who's up next? Step right up. All right, her question is, which of the following is not a reason to use renewable energy? A, to ensure a sustainable future. B, to spend less on energy costs. C, to reduce dependency on fossil fuels that are imported. Or D, to increase your household expenditure. D, and you are the winner right now. Ding, 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 ding. Receive your 1 + 1. All right, it's time to give the vote of thanks, and at this time I want to invite Mr. Clyde Griffith. He's the technical advisor of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Clyde Griffith.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How many of you think that we have a great day? I will tell you, I'm overwhelmed. It's the first time that I find myself not being able to talk as I like to talk, because so much of this job here today. I mean, we see a finished product, we see a successful event. We have not begun to appreciate how much went into the planning of this event. And I'll tell you something also. My experience in being involved in this project confirms my strong belief that women I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart. When I think of the people, first let me tell you, I was very fortunate and sad that it's come to an end for now, because I had 3 wonderful weeks with 3 women in my office. I'm the most fortunate man. I had Camilla, there she is. I had Diana, there she is. And the other lady I will talk about in due course. I want to thank you, all of you, for giving us the energy to make this a successful event. All of you who were involved as partners, involved as individuals, involved as interested persons in this project, I want to thank you. So I want you to give yourselves a round of applause because you deserve it. I want particularly to thank the Division of Energy, the Permanent Secretary, and especially a young lady called Keisha Reed, who because I'll tell you a little story. When she first started managing this project, I used to fight with her all the time. But I am impressed with the work that she has done, and she's been a very successful project manager. So I want you to give Keisha Reed a hearty round of applause. Barbados is like a power team. And she said, Barbados is like a power and mirror team. Barbados is like a power and a mirror team who were the prime partners of this project. We were meeting every week in the last 4 weeks. And the wonderful team that they put together to work with BREA, we have to thank them profusely for being so professional and so effective and so efficient. I want to thank Dave McGregor. I want to thank Kim. I want to thank Jennifer Blackman. Oh, she's there. Yeah, and Jackie Marshall Clark. Those people who work very closely with us as we put this project together. So give them a round of applause, please. I want to thank the partners, those people who came out and said, yes, we're going to work with you, because we had, of course, Do It Best. We had Kirby, LED, Jim Reed, and they're stalwarts. They're strong supporters of the Barbados Renewable Energy from the 2nd year that this organization was founded. I want to thank Lizzie Williams, another very strong supporter of this organization. And Massey, we're going to try to get Massey on board with this because we know that they're doing some very great things in the renewable energy sector. I want to thank Caribbean Development Bank team, Tessa Williams and Dana Williams. Where are you? Where's Tessa? For the support that you'll give us today. And I want to also thank a special lady. I leave her for the last. Because let me tell you, I enjoy working with Bishop Clark. And when I see what she can accomplish, she's a hard-working individual I've been across in a very long time. A planner of class, a motivator of class, an outstanding leader. So I want to thank you all for being a part of this deal today. Thank every one of you. If I didn't call your name, don't feel bad. But we know that your heart is in this stuff, and we want you to continue to support the work of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association, the work of Barbados Like a Power, as they provide the leadership in energy security that we need, and the work of the Division of Energy. Get back to your home safely, and I thank you for having been here with us all week.
And we thank you too, Mr. Clyde Griffith, Technical Advisor of the Barbados Renewable Energy Association, BREA. Now we got a few vibes here left, and anyone did not get a vibe that can step up, that may have a point. Anybody listening to me, Barbadians listening to me, and you want a prize, just come over here. Come over here. Come, you right inside. Come. All you have to do is like Smart Energy Barbados on Instagram or Facebook, and you can get one of those vibes. Go right there. Go right there. Let's go to this lady right here. Now, I had a fantastic day on the BREA Road Crawl this year. year 2017, and I hope that you had a great day as well. I'm going to encourage you to join BREA. BREA actually has opening for individual members, so every single person can become a member of BREA. I didn't know that, you didn't know that, now you know it. Every single Barbadian can become a member of BREA. You can go to www.brea.bb, and that is BREA, www.brea.bb, or BarbadosEnergy.org. Now if you're taking numbers, you can take this number, 622-2017, that is 622-2017. Give them a call. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the end of the road crawl. For those of you who came up in the bus, in the vintage bus, you can start